Hello there, hello there.
Hello.
Somehow.
Hello.
There's the camera. Hi there. My name is Jarek.
My name's Simon.
And welcome to Archon Studio. Show you something, by the way, yeah? This is what we are currently working on. So it's the first level of the ship, but we're gonna go through that one in a minute.
Very nice, very nice.
Lovely. You see, you can hear us, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I can see that it works, but yeah, let me just tidy up a little. Let me just tidy up and set the camera back where it's supposed to be. Shimon, you can go through the questions if there are any questions at the moment on there, because my camera is now broken.
So there's a question from Andrew. Have you guys looked at Light My Bricks or something similar for illuminating the ghost ship? I was checking out the Light My Bricks tabletop terrain kit and made me think of this. We do have some solutions planned already, but I mean, it's worth looking into, I think.
Yeah, let me just check it. Yeah, it works. Okay, fine. Yeah, go for next one.
Good day to you all here from the Netherlands. Yeah, hello, hello. Glad you have you here. Hi everybody. Haven't seen the last two Amas live. Good to be home. Yeah, good to see you too again. Christian, question from Christian: is that the boat that brings the heroes pledges? We wish it was already here. Yeah.
Well, the boat is actually much bigger. It's like 20-something containers. So yeah. Almost there. Yeah. You cut for about 7 seconds. Okay. Interesting.
Hi everyone. Will there be smaller ships / boats or rafts in the stretch goals for Porthaven? Yes, we do have some planned. Multiple, I believe, actually.
Yeah.
So you can look forward to that.
Right, now this illuminating thingy, this question about the illuminating ship, I know we have some idea in mind for that, so I'm still working on a solution. So it's either going to be UV light glowing from inside or something like that. There's a few options in there. Well, let's go through some slides. We do have slides as always. Do you have any information about home battles? Not today. I don't have no information about the home battles. I have some information about the battleground.
Yep.
For caves, sure, quite a lot to show you. Then heroes. For heroes, at this stage, the heroes is on boat. We're just waiting for this one to arrive and start shipping out.
For legacy shipping. For
legacy shipping, obviously. And we're getting news and info about the second batch of production. So we're waiting for manufacturer to confirm the date. Now that one was finished last week, last week. The campaign was finished last week. $1.4 million. Thank you very much for supporting that project. It's actually great value, great number. There. Porthaven, a lot for Porthaven.
For March, yeah.
Well, I think March/April. We don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe we're gonna be pushing to April more, because I want to make sure that we have more materials to show. Starcide, I have some bits and bobs to show you. It's scheduled for second quarter. Invoker still on the third quarter, nothing to show you today. Dishonored fourth quarter, that probably is pushing to 2026 because we might not be able to do with what we have on.
We have a lot planned for this year with more stuff coming in, so we're gonna have to probably move some stuff around.
Yeah, and some projects which are not on that list yet, so something will be there. Yeah, World of Tanks, this is definitely coming. It needs to be available on the fourth quarter. Due to World of Tanks having like 25 years of their existence, so we have to do it. Or 20 years, I'm not quite sure.
Anniversary, yeah.
Anniversary, one of those anniversary dates. And a Quake is pushing, obviously, for the next year. Let's go!
Yeah, question from Rax. Any way the community can get in on Chronicle X squared, or 2? I assume he's asking if like they can help in development of the game.
Yeah, so we have a Discord, right?
Yes, we do.
Is the channel for that one already set?
Yeah, there is already a channel for Chronicle X, yes.
Yeah, there's a channel for Chronicle X. Just join that channel, and then sooner or later we're going to be opening the second channel just for the Chronicle X too. You have to give us some time because it's not going to be any time soon. The
it's still some time away.
Designing cycle is a little bit shorter than we used to have it. Like you used to have it like 18 months for designing cycle. This is actually is gone now down to like 6 months, and within 6 months we need to get the projects out. So because there's so many projects and so many people at the moment, but I hope we're gonna be able to deliver this year plan. I mean, would be shame if not. But that's what it is at the moment. We just needed to squeeze it a little bit and get more projects out. Excuse me.
So how many pieces on the barrel? My guess was definitely too low. Went back to try to count and around 65, but the post was gone. The post should still be up, but is it in the realm of 80?
More than that, I think 100.
Oh yeah, 103?
Something like that. Yeah,
possibly, yeah.
Bear in mind, you on the spruce, I think he's handed something. I'm just looking at the sprue at the moment.
I'm pretty sure.
Trying to find.
I shouldn't have spoiled that. I think the post. Wait, I think the competition was still ongoing. Oh well.
Oh, there was a competition.
Yeah. Oh well.
We just blew
I mean, I don't know the exact number myself, so listen.
Okay. Oh well.
Try and guess it yourself.
Oh wow!
Now you know the general estimate.
You should tell me there's a competition. I wouldn't say then. Well, this is my estimate number. I was assembling that model myself, and yeah, it was a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Yep, 100 parts, something like that. I mean, that model over there I have, which is the GW model. It's the can you pass me that model? Oh, yep. So that model, for instance, is GW model, right? You might know it's from Skaven model, and that model is 100 something pieces as well. So you know, and the Bala actually, that's the second version of Bala with whip. Show it. And that's Bala with whip, right? So yeah, the Bala is actually massive. I mean, it's good. It's massive. I like it that way. I really like it that way. So that's the one with the clear plastic, by the way. So this is what you're going to get. You're going to get it with the clear plastic, and it's like translucent plastic, so you can paint it the way you want. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, Jakub says, I believe it's less than 100. So at the end of the day, we don't even know ourselves how many pieces there are. So
spend some time assembling, and I don't know.
Yeah. So clearly we don't know our what we're saying. So you can just ignore us. Yeah, you can keep guessing. Yeah, the next question. Starcide. So it's ships now. Are they the same scale as the 2020 Starcide minis? Are ships the expansion around air support? No, Starcide, specifically Promethean Crusade, is an entirely separate game. It's more space battle focused. So you're not going to be using like physical, like humanoid miniatures, like in your normal war games.
It's kind of spin-off. It's spin-off on the Starcide itself. So you might expect more games coming.
Yeah,
and definitely Titanomachy next year, which we plan for next year, is the part of the Starcide universe, and then 32mm models, miniatures models, sci-fi game, battle game will be also available there. And then you can use those miniatures you receive or you got it from Starcide teaser. So we decided to go for the spaceship game first, launch this one first, and then move into another kind of skirmish game, and after that just go for the mass battle. We just need a little bit more time we need to cook a little bit longer the battle game.
Yeah, so again, Starcide, mainly just space battle game. Next question from Imbalance. Is Archon making dice in-house? Sorry if I missed the source in the AMA. No, we're not. We're not right now anyways. Maybe in the future. We
had this discussion this morning, really, because there's a project when we thinking about using a custom dices, and we're a little bit worried that suppliers won't be able to supply. Let's call it that way. So we might have to find the process of making dice as well. It's still like really, I don't know if I want to mess around with that, because I would rather use like a professional who's got experience instead of us learning from scratch the process. So we'll see.
Yeah, but you know, having everything here is eventually it pays off, I think.
Eventually, yeah.
But yeah, do you have the ability to manufacture 10mm armies? Yes, we do, but we're generally not really planning to do anything like that. But we have actually made it for other companies, so we have made similar stuff for other companies.
Oh yes, or plenty, quite a lot. So manufacturing, it's not the problem if you're asking just for the manufacturing. But if you're asking if we planning to do anything like that, like a game itself, no, not at this stage. Maybe at some point in the future, but at this stage not. Yeah. It's a tip of the iceberg in terms of wargaming, right? Just 10mm, 12mm, 15mm. Like everybody plays 32.
So Starcide will be the IP will have full creative control over. That is indeed the case.
It is. And we're very proud about it. Finally, we can do something in-house.
Hi, any idea for the card sizes for Master of Orion? Yes, I believe the normal cards are in fact standard size, standard poker size cards. You can find cast leads for anywhere. The smaller cards, they are probably mini European.
They're Fantasy Flight Games standard size cards. Like you will find them X-Wing, so the same size.
Yeah, so there you go.
Just counted a few Balos Pros. There are about 70 odd components. Maybe. I don't know. I just lost count.
Seems like everyone has a different number.
Well, including myself. Not including clear plastic. That's Dave actually giving people. Dave actually assembled that model. You have seen it. Dave assembled, by the way,
and painted.
And painted. And he did a very, very good job on actually adding the
LEDs.
The LEDs in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, I just came back from the trade show. And we had that one display, and it was really, really eye-catching for almost anyone who is on our stand, just wondering what's going on here, why it's glowing, why it's got that thing inside there. So it's really good, though. It's really good.
We're taking that to Adepticon, though, right?
Are you? Okay, good.
That was a question.
Take it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to Adepticon.
Oh, you said you were going.
Oh, yeah, I go. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go. I'm gonna be at the Adepticon. Sorry, guys. It's just too many things happening at the same time. We have a Gamma. We have a New York Toy Fair. You going to New York at the end of the beginning of next month. Then we have Adepticon. Then we have Salute. UK Game Expo. What's there later? Essenspiel, and between them I have BLE need to go. I need to go to Vegas for BLE. I need to go to London for BLE. It's just like a little bit crazy. But yeah, I'm just getting confused now with all the trade shows and the meetings and everything else. A little bit too much. Okay, let's go for the next one.
Can we please get a top-down view of all three kinds of curved walls? The first one's from the core set, basically to see how curved versus diagonal they are. So
I will have all the sprues pre-painted for you for the next summer. What I've got prepared today. Where is it? There it is. Let's change the camera quickly. Unboxing one. Look, that's the pre-painted one. I need to show like this. You can see the curve here. That's the curve. I mean, this one is actually a specific one because you have quite a lot of detail inside there. So that's what it is roughly. I mean, we try to keep exactly the same boundaries in terms of actually curving, and then you have a floor. In this case, you have a floor also curving the same way as is the wall goes. Yeah. So that's how it look. That's how it looks. This one basically is with the small detailing there. But majority of those things will be curving exactly the same at the same angle because we use boundary box to make sure we're not going above. But about the pre-painted, hold on a sec. About the pre-painted one, this is the one which you asked last time to see it. This is the clear plastic one. So as you can see, the clear, and it's still clear as it was in manufacturing. But we needed to improve slightly, and we needed to varnish. Some of the elements are being varnished, so yeah, now they're slimy. I mean, some elements, obviously, not everything.
So is that final now, or
That's the final. This is in the mass production now. So I hope I got it from the correct pile, but this is from the mass production. So that's how it looks. And we have assembled one. You have seen the picture, I believe, because we had it on the page from the last update.
quite
But
possibly?
that's what it is. And we need to use a lot of varnish, especially these areas there. Otherwise, it will be just not showing very well. We just like grainy, a lot of grainy on that one. So we needed to change the process again and set up new process. But then some of the elements you can see here and there also are covered in the varnish. They give you that idea about flesh and whatever you will find inside the body. That is cool. That is really cool, huh? We're gonna. That's ugly. Well, that's that. Slides. Clear. Next one. Can you read it out, please?
Yep, some from Kuroth question. Any changes we can get to the translucent bits from the barrel doubled? One in the clear plastic to allow us to tint it to any color, and one in the lava orange or reds or yellow. If we just want to keep the flames unpainted with the translucent look.
I don't think this is possible at the moment. If we're going to set up production, we are actually set up production just for the clear. So it's going to be one piece, one sample or one sprue per pack. We need to keep it consistent, and boxes being already designed. So if you need to add anything into the box, it could be could cause some issues. So it will stay just one.
Yeah, there wouldn't be space in the box if it's already being designed. But also, like,
it's not always the case though, because we use like tools we have already. But I'm not going to be risky in saying something here on a live when we won't be able to do it because the box is so thin. I mean that model is already 4 sprues or 5 sprues. So the target was actually 3 sprues. So we actually got 5 now. I would just stay with that one, especially with adding more things to it.
So, from a question from Tryhard from the Discord, can you please show every cave set live in Prismacast before the closing of the Pledge Manager?
Yeah, we'll do on our next live. We'll do on next live just to make sure.
Will the next live be before the Pledge Manager ends, though?
I need to check the dates. I mean, last time we checked the dates,
it's 2 weeks, and the Pledge Manager ends on the 14th.
So the guys will have to do photos, shooting, and shows everything. So that's that. We need to do that. That was the target for the team, so they should know what to do, and they will be showing in one of the updates the final version of it, like everything from top to bottom. Okay, do we have any questions here?
So in the future, if you decide to produce another new extension for home, will you be able to produce it in-house as well as you do it for Master of Orion? I don't think there's any chance of us producing Heroes 3 in-house.
Like entire Heroes? No, because we already
we already have everything
set up in there. But he mentions as expansions. Expansions are different beast. Maybe expansions we would be able to make like entirely in-house. This transition of this process will be very, very slow. I mean, think it's only about the miniatures, because miniatures are fully assembled miniatures.
Yeah, I think Heroes is just too big of a project for us to be able to do it in-house.
No, I'm not talking about entire. I'm just talking about expansions.
Yeah, I know, but even for the expansions, there's going to be a lot of people buying those expansions, and we just don't have the capabilities of assembling those miniatures.
We'll see how it goes. See how it goes. At this stage, we're not saying. I mean, the transition to make everything in Poland will happen, but definitely slower than I was anticipating at the beginning. We have to start with boxes. Yeah, we have to start. We're starting with a machine for boxes and cards, and everything else needs to be outsourced. It could be outsourced in Europe because we are already finding like really, really cheap, competitive prices, even competitive to China prices. Like the company which makes punch boards, everything else, they actually prices having almost similar to prices in China.
Yeah, and then much more reliable probably as well.
Hope so. We haven't tested them yet, so we don't know. But really, if you have like assembly line, set up assembly line and get components from here and there, you'll be able to do it. The only one problem we have at the moment, the Master of Orion is quite easy to do because the miniatures are made out of our process, the one-piece miniatures. I mean, some of them are 3 pieces, but you got push fit and that's it. It's easy to do. Easy to do.
No hassle.
So any type of the board games which includes very similar components, it doesn't have to be spaceships, it might be, I don't know, terrain pieces or whatever. Yes, fine, we can do in Poland. But when it comes to the making the quite complex miniatures, especially PVC ones, and not going to happen in Europe. No one makes PVC miniatures in Europe because it's not allowed. We're not allowed to make it because the softeners for the PVC unit added in, they banned in Europe. So we can only make them in China at this stage. We could use our process to make them, but the Wolfenstein gives us really like a
that's a whole other.
That was quite difficult because we needed to assemble every single miniature, some of them they were having 6-7 pieces. Right?
Oh yeah, it took one person, usually an entire workday, to assemble one set.
People assembling for 6 months or 5 months miniatures for that one. That was too long. That was comparable. Mm-hmm. That was comparable with Chinese manufacturing because this is how long it takes in China to make miniatures.
Yeah.
So this is why Orion is such a good spot because I don't have to rely on anyone in China making models and miniatures. We have them.
Yeah.
We have a couple of tools just to make some corrections to those tools, and off we go to production. And by the way, I've seen today the material we're gonna use for Antarans. Spot on. Now we have something special for you, by the way, especially on Antares, because there was a requirement for them not to be only black, so we make something special.
There was actually for Wolfenstein. Another thing was, I think we just didn't charge enough for the pre-assembled miniatures. I think we ended up charging $15 for that.
Yeah, it was
for 8 hours of work, which was more than we were expecting, definitely. Before we started,
and there was more people than we expected in terms of actual assembly because our initial data was showing maybe 20% will go for assembled, and all of a sudden we have 50% people wanting assembled version. So Jesus Christ, yeah, as always. Our estimations are not the best.
How long before you see some kits like your Sorcerer's Spire with curved walls? Hopefully another fantasy campaign once Porthaven and Space Project are done. That's already mostly planned out, I think. Well, when it comes to the next campaign, it's going to be a terrain campaign. Most likely it's going to be, you think castle terrain, something similar? I'd see it.
Yeah, I mean,
or quite possibly a redo of Woodhaven.
Castle need a spire, so it needs towers basically.
Yeah, and we need curved walls for that. And while we're at it, we might as well just do a Woodhaven 2.0 because.
I mean, I dream about a castle. By the way, I'm gonna be honest, quite with you. I'm trying to push on a team. Obviously, we don't work the way that I'm gonna say something and it's happening. Most of the cases we need to have discussion about it, but I wanted to have a castle, like a proper size big castle. We can actually build a massive with our terrain, and then you have all the extensions to build even more.
We need a good amount of repeatable pieces. We can just offer individual sprues, and you can just put it all together. If we offer really well designed repeatable sprues, we can just scale it up as big as we want or as small as we want.
Exactly.
And
but a pre-painted castle will be actually quite interesting, right, in the system. But we need the curved walls, and actually the proper curved walls were quite a little bit more working. I have designed those things long time ago when we had this discussion back in DNL5 to actually have a curve walls. I did design the way how it assemble, how it works, and blah 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 blah. But it still felt like this is the different systems, right? It's like one system is there, that square system, and then you have a transition layer, and then you had the rounded pieces. So it still needs some work basically. So.
This does remind me of a campaign I saw not too long ago on GameFound where they were offering these huge, massive, stunning castles, but they were going for €3,000. They did look amazing though. So hopefully we can reach that, something like that.
Not €3,000. I mean, I'm not going to be selling.
No, obviously not for the cost, not in terms of cost, but in terms of overall design and look and quality, of course.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a potential. I mean, nowadays I'm going to show you something for Porthaven, which I'm really surprised about what guys actually designed. So and 3D sculpt.
So from a question from Worst, will Starcide have all 3 planned game versions you spoke of before, or is that a question of how each campaign will get financed by backers? So will there be absolutely the second or third game /minis? Yeah,
so we have actually third game minis. If you go on Facebook, there is a group called Starcide, Chronoshards. So if you find that group, you will find that tons of miniatures designed. Many years ago, we have designed those miniatures for that game, but we didn't have a strength to release. I think we were not ready back then.
Yeah,
to
we didn't
release.
have the expertise.
I mean, simple. Yeah, that project would be just dead in the water. Let me show you some miniatures. Actually, I have them on some of the miniatures on the desk. Hey, let me just change to which camera. We're gonna have that one. That's the one. Have a look. That's the one of the necromancers from Starcide. It's painted. It's a plastic injection, by the way. I think you will find the date here. 2018 design. One of the first miniatures we made. I think this is it's not glued, but yeah, I'll show you more. Let me show you more. That was the vampire. This is a 2018 design. This is the first tool we have ever made for miniatures. So we had those vampires designed as well for that game, right? So I have them on my desk, and the reason why I have them on the desk because it's the projects I want to have it. Let me show you more. Last one. It's here. Lovely Walker. Right? Yeah, it's actually both weapons. That's in a set you have two different weapons. Either this one like anti-heavy, and then drone carrier. I call it Corsair. It was actually named Corsair, yeah. So that's it. And I did some modification here. I didn't like the back there, so I just clip it out. But it had like extensions here. It was causing a little bit of issues with when rotating. But yeah, that is also 2021. That was 2021 design. So we have designed a lot of minis and few factions for that game, but we never had a chance to actually release it. So that's the reason we were gonna build the universe, and we're gonna start with the space combat game, and then second game, which is Titanomachy, it will going to happen for sure because we already have some designs of miniatures and models. And I did show actually concept for the second game, by the way, for the first mechs. For the first faction, so our current designer, which is Michałkus, he designed the spaceship for us, and he used the same kind of artistic language to design mechs. So he's already doing that. So we will have materials to work on for the next few years on our own IPs.
Oh, it is worth noting the time at which these projects arrive may shift depending on how everything goes. These projects have already been shifted multiple times because of recent, I guess, events, I should say. So we haven't really had the time to properly work on them, but they should hopefully, they definitely will be coming this year. Starcide at least.
Starcide, yes, and Titanomachy next year, because these are small projects comparing to, big wargaming, right? Okay, let's check what we have there. Caves, spruce. I was going to show you spruce, why not? I did show you spruce already. I will show you some miniatures then.
From caves?
Yeah, man. I've got some painted, by the way, so have a look on that. This is one of the... what was the name of that miniature?
That's the Ethan.
Ethan, okay. I mean, I like it. I mean, I could use it for Chaos. Like a Chaos Giant. Can you show me? Can you pass me that
Chaos
unpainted
Giant.
one? The unpainted one and painted one. This is how unpainted looks. So I need to start showing only actually painted models because they look much better on the camera, by the way. So, but that's normal, right? I mean, let's delete and show the comment. Right, that's the one. Okay. And here's the same example as the demon. That's from Caves. The spiky guy, I call it. With tons of spikes, but apparently demon needs to be spiky. That's what I've been told, and that's his unpainted version. So I did show you in painted version as well a few weeks ago, and yeah, that actually painted. You can see it right now. How much details there is on the miniature. Love it, love it. There's some more miniatures now. Spruce. I do have a Balor spruce. You might see the numbers there. I don't wanna. I know there's a competition happening, but you can see the bits and bobs. I mean, this is still engineering samples. These spurs, some of them they still require a little bit of fixing and work, like tight, touch-ups here and there. But I got two only. But that's it. That's it. I think miniatures-wise, everything else, it's all in mass production, which means we should be soon start shipping it out. Can I show something more from the sprues from there? I did show you this. I did show you that.
I'm pretty sure you have shown all of these on previous live streams, and they're available in the gallery as well, I think.
Okay, so that's it. That's it for caves. So the shipping is going to start soon. We will let you know in updates, obviously, about progress of shipping. There is
a question about the lasers part of DNL. Are we gonna, be releasing any sci-fi?
We wanted to release some sci-fi pre-painted terrain. I spoke with the sales team at the moment, and we need to focus on the painted one first for fantasy before we're gonna move to sci-fi. However, we have a project which soon is going to be announced, and in that project you're also going to find tons of terrain and tons of laser terrain.
But it's not going to be using the DNL system, is it? Or is
it's going to use the DNL system. Okay. Assembly system doesn't really matter because it's a different project, and so stay tuned. We have some ideas how to create and push. What? Oh, my watch is talking to me. Sorry for that. When we're ready, announce the other thingy. We will definitely. I will definitely explain more about this train. What we have in mind for that project.
I do feel like a pre-painted spaceship set would be really cool to see if we can make that in the future. Just because spaceships are relatively generic when it comes to sci-fi. So Master of Orion, will there be little sticks under the ships in addition? Because I'm afraid that some of these parts will break. These little sticks break easily, at least the ones from 40k. Ours are made from hard plastic, and I mean, if you don't apply glue to them, they should be just fine.
Yeah, they push fit. You don't have to glue them. I mean, they push fit. So
in fact, I wouldn't even recommend gluing them. If you glue them, they actually can possibly break. If you have them, just and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the other games not using it. You can buy like additionally from for one of the games. I think Eclipse got like additional, right? You have to buy them separately, something like that. So they work very well in with no glue whatsoever. You don't have to use glue.
Do you plan for the future pandemic style game? I don't think we have plans for a pandemic style game. We have possibly a co-op game in the future. That being, of course, Dishonored. We're still running some concepts. We asked the community what they want to see, and your voices have been heard. Don't worry about that. We will be, we're obviously looking through the concepts, of course, testing various things. I think we have more or less an initial concept of more or less what we want to go for. And we'll be going in that direction. So when it comes to like more co-op games, yes, but pandemic style games, not so much.
Yeah, there was a question about the Masters of the Universe Battleground app will be released, and Jakub just answered this question here. Jakub is in the chat. Jakub is looking after that project. I have some screenshot. I mean, I have some things to show you, but we're gonna move that in a sec. So. World of Tanks, full steam ahead, obviously. We are currently working on some arts and some cards. Obviously, this is just the mock-up card, so we're still working on rules, by the way. So the rules changing, some concepts for the game changing. We're probably gonna be showing you more and more from that universe, and more concept and more thingies, and definitely more arts. Once we get closer to the release. But this game has got a huge potential, in my opinion. Something like the other card game we have in mind for this year.
You think so?
Of course.
I think the other one has much more potential than this one.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
We'll see.
You'll be surprised. We'll see. Obviously, this is not like crowdfunding projects whatsoever. There's going to be just basically straight to retail. We plan to do some pre-orders. We also have some plans to do kind of like, probably SN release. So you might get something at SN if you're interested in buying. So, or through our online stores, but it's just basically, it's nothing to do with the crowdfunding, by the way. So, yeah. I think the question is here about the app itself. Yes, the web builder, but web builder is actually scaling to your phone. That's the whole concept and idea. It just acts like the app on the phone. I think the guys from Titan Forge, they did exactly the same. So it was working quite nice, and we need to do the same. Mm-hmm. Now, for the app itself per se, it's a little bit more complicated, by the way, because app needs to go through all the legal thingy, which also means approval process, and that might take years.
I'm pretty sure for iOS, yes.
I'm talking about Metal. I'm not talking about
okay. Yeah, my
I'm talking about the licensor.
Yeah, that does
not about the Apple itself or the Play Store for Google, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the easy thingy. The more complicated thing is actually get through approval on that one, because every single page, sub page needs to be checked and double check and triple check, and obviously it's a little bit complicated process. And we haven't gone through that process. It's much easier to go through web. Yeah. Yes, I do have.
Do you have new miniatures for Porthaven you could show us?
I got 3. I got physical miniatures even.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there in a sec. Well, stay tuned. I mean, we got plenty of stuff to show you today on that. Including, I did show the ship, right? But yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the World of Tanks. For the Starcide itself, we are carry on doing and sculpting models and miniatures. So some of them being already done. Scale is almost, I think, did we define the scale? I think we have defined the size of the models and scale, right? So just to show you something, this is like a full snapshot of some draft for the ships. And this is for a Proms faction, for Prometheans. So that thingy I show you, this is Prometheans, by the way. So we're trying to match what we had here on the miniatures for a battle game in a spaceship game. So that's the same faction, by the way, same idea, same concept, and then same universe. So this is just the outlines. This is not like a final sculpt, obviously, just the pure outlines that you see, like a full portfolio of the ships from that faction, how they look together, how they look separately, and things like that. So there's some work we still have to do with these ships. I think they still out of the the core design and concept, but yeah, they're gonna get there, right? And how we get there, basically this is the full line of concepts for ships Michał prepared for us, and we basically going through selection of this and decided whether which of them is going to be more closely to the idea for this faction. So yeah, I mean, this project is moving ahead. I can see a lot of sculpting happening. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be like a kind of walk in the park for us, I mean, for miniatures game. So expect actually quite fast shipping on that one as well.
Any chance of seeing cave stone ledgers? Wondering how the system works in practice. I think we'll have to release like a quick update, kind of going over the functionality of the caves pieces. Probably next week, I think. Yeah. We'll probably have to like film a short video.
That's what it is. I mean, this is good idea, and I think what we've got to do is just assemble everything, all the thingies we have, and show people like this is the final thing, and this is the final video, and camera pass through every single assembler terrain, just for them to make sure that they choose what they want to have and what they want. Yeah.
So there's a question from Andres. No news from Moto B. So there was an update released today. Yeah, and we're just getting to Moto B right now. We have begun shipping. Some people have gotten tracking numbers, and of course their packages as well. Now again, we're not shipping on a country by country basis. Not really. We're not shipping by pledge size or anything. It's relatively random.
We did ship like an initial. Our process is always the same, and we try to do that, and there is a reason for that. So hear me out. We always ship out a sample batch first, which is X hundred of parcels. And the whole reason for that one is to see what we have done wrong.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah, that's the best way to check it, because all of a sudden we know that if we forgot to put something in the patches or whatever, this is the best way to check whether we 100% sure. It's a manual labor, it's a basically packing, and mistakes happen. And knowing us and knowing experience we had in the past, especially for shipping big parcels with XYZ number of components, we need to make sure that everything is spot on. So we always like a ship first batch, and then whether we have some problems, we know what we have to change and adjust. And then once we have that one put in place, once we know the people actually packing correctly and everything is ramping up and out of the door. So it's like the first 100 parcels, then we move to second 500 parcels, then we move to 1000 parcels a week, and then we move to 2000 parcels a week, and everything is out. But you have to ramp it up. You cannot do it in any way, yeah? So that's that. The Grim? Okay, never mind. What's that then?
So another question from Superion. Another question: when will the new point for Malta be released? People get their orders, but they can't play them because there's no points for them. So that will probably already be included on the app once it's released. As for updates on the current points page, that's a good question. I actually don't know the answer to that one.
Okay, Jakub is on the chat, needs to note it, and then we need to check what's going on, why the point size not there. Usually we are on top of those things. So yeah, that's the one to be definitely released and ASAP. I mean, definitely work is done, because during the process of designing, the points are being allocated to the models. Maybe the graphical team hasn't, it's got no time yet to get that done. That might happen, yeah?
Possibly, yeah. Deus Lab, any future mini release? I am assembling Impalers, the winged demons, with a very dynamic pose. The 25mm base is not very stable. They would benefit from 32mm bases. Please consider. So generally, we only really use like D&D compatible bases, so 25, 50, 75, 100, and so on. And so having 32mm bases for these minis, I don't think we've ever really released 32mm bases. They don't really work with our terrain for DNL, but it's something we could consider for like other future mini releases that aren't tied to the system.
Yeah. Cool. So you got an update about app. So app is, well, website basically. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment.
So for Porthaven. Yeah, that's the.
Should we show them ship again? Full face. Hello there.
Hello there.
So that's the what's that? The bottom deck, right? Mm-hmm. This is size of the bottom deck of the ship. So it is modular, as we said it will be. So the next layer, which I'm going to be showing you next time, because I think we got like 3 or 4 tools left to do. They don't, but they need to go through, injection to make it happen. So this is the size, by the way. So you have a detail inside internal. What is moving at the moment is the cannons. So you're going to get also those cannons, which they go through here. Voila. Oh, yeah, there. So, yeah. I think it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 8 of them, right? 8 cannons. So that's the bottom, that's the size.
It is also worth noting that you will be able to close those holes where the cannons stick out if you want to.
Exactly. So you're going to get a piece which you can glue it in there. So that's the bottom. There's some bits and bobs missing, obviously, so all details here are missing on the front. I think this is separate. This here is a separate cabin with something in there, right? Some details there. And yeah, so I will have more, but I just want to show you the scale of that. Look, this is how big it is.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah. So I should have it, that one. At least the second layer for the next ammo. Hopefully everything, because the team's got it like The team got like time till 11th to, so 6 more days, more than, 5 days left for them to actually finish the ship, because we need to start shipping to reviewers. So that's that. But on top of that, look at that.
Yeah, that's the one of the planned stretch goals actually.
Okay.
It is the dock terrain sprue. So you can seamlessly connect this with your existing terrain sets to just add a pier and what have you.
Yeah, we also made that tool, by the way, with sample miniatures, just to show you how they look now. I know there was a little bit of discussion about that the miniatures, some of the miniatures are being too much fantasy style miniatures, but having them in hand now, I would say they're not enough. They're not enough fantasy, but they're really good minis though. Have a look on that. Right? And then the captain itself. Can I do it? Yeah, look. The mode line is there. Wow, engineering sample. But we are kind of getting better and better, and I don't know how we're doing it, that we're getting better. Because don't mind this void there, because of its engineering sample, so they're still gonna be working on a tool to fix those things. Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, and that bit there is
it's optional.
It's optional. Yeah. Right. Can't wait to see them painted, by the way. Yeah. I think we send them. Have we sent off them to paint?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So for the scale of miniatures and size of miniatures, do you have any miniature to compare with here from previous sets? No, I don't have anything on my desk to show you. But they just normal 32mm models, nothing crazy. We haven't done nothing big, nothing new. We haven't made new Archon idea, concept, whatsoever. It's just basically the same thing. It's just much better details, miniatures, and more little bit more fantasy one. I mean, yeah. Yep. So they're gonna go to paint now. And we can go through. I mean, let's check if we have any questions here. Oh my goodness, quite a lot.
Question from Andres. The MotoB circle of tournaments are waiting for the new rules. At least in Spain, maybe it can be possible to upload the new rules in a PDF. I don't see why not. They should be available on our website if they're not already. So we'll definitely need to get on to that as soon as we can.
I need to sit down on that, to be honest. The team need to sit down on that one, find at least one day to get tidy up everything and make sure that everything is out there.
So these rising adapters need to come out for the whole range. Rising adapters. Are you referring to the dock set on screen right now?
I think they're having some discussion here.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, so Mike says, I assume Porthaven comes with a new range of bases. Indeed it does. There will be a new range of bases that you can play around with.
Will there be wider docks for Porthaven? Always fun to have different wides for the combats.
Wide docks. I mean, you can connect these, so there's not really like too much issue. Like you can just use regular connectors to make the docks wider or shorter if you want. It's really up to you.
Add one here, make it shorter, make it like a small island with it even. So whatever you want to be. It basically works the same way as our system for DNL. So the difference is you just have to there's no difference. It basically works exactly the same. So yeah.
So Superior, again, MotoB about Schumann. It looks like you only send the English version. I'm curious because I live a little over 100 kilometers from you, and I'm waiting for a package, and nobody in Poland gets.
That is 100% correct. We ship like English version to start with. We clear out that language, and then team is actually packing 3 other languages in the same time. now, and then we're going to move to other languages and start shipping other languages. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, more stuff from Porthaven, some more renders. We got the bunk beds on the right. That is for the ship set, I believe. It's part of the ship crew set, part of the scatter train in that set. So yeah, if you want some additional props for your ship, then we recommend grabbing that set. Here we have on the right, that is part of the tavern set, the Risky Gambler. So she actually works together with the chair and the table in that set. There's also a smaller game, some scatter train basically. They can just put on table and
And this
have a play
chap?
game. Yeah, this is the Tengu Witch Doctor, courtesy of some members of the community that suggested we add a menu like that. This one's part of the bazaar, I believe. He's offering his goods.
Right, goods.
Yeah. Yeah, here these are also part of the tavern set. So on the left we have some furniture. Obviously you can see shelves, a stool. On the right there is a quest board.
Let me just clear that one because I messed up a little bit.
Which is also part of the terrain set.
Quickly, I'm just gonna go up just to show the scale because I was actually question was blocking the little bit of screen and it was quite a long question, so sorry for that. I think you can refer to that one. So this is the scale.
Yep.
Comparable to other models miniatures. This miniature is 32mm tall miniature. This is not the miniature you found it in the Woodhaven. This is the miniature which was in the Woodhaven, but scale up to 32 from 28. Right, so we matched everything to our latest miniature sizes, which was from Deus Lair, and this is going to stay as that and moving onwards.
Yeah, so that's the quest board on the right as well, and regular furniture on the left.
Yeah. So this is quite large, though.
The quest board,
this is quite large.
It needs to be relatively large. You get one copy of it in the entire set.
I am quite bulky then. I'm quite thick. Okay. Cool.
Here we have the mini on the left. That's one of the heroes that comes or playable characters that comes in the tavern set. We have included some playable characters in that set, just so you know. It's a normal tavern's a normal area for heroes to meet up. So we just wanted to provide something as well for the.
Can I play as him?
Don't you normally play as him already in real life?
Nah, I'm not that chill out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's another model, and then we have that.
Yeah, we have another. Well, this time is a drunk dwarf, also in the tavern set. He's just chilling.
Exactly, chilling. I mean, dwarves are never drunk. I mean, they can drink as much, and then they pretend to be drunk, right?
Depends on the universe.
Depends on the universe. Okay.
But yeah.
And then we have a shelves. And this sets of the shelf is for the ship, or is basically for tavern then?
I believe that's part of the tavern set.
Well, I could be using it on ship, right? I mean, yeah.
You can use it on the ship as well if you want to. There's nothing really stopping you.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the sea serpent, I believe.
Yes.
Actually, my first time seeing this miniature.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I am blown away with that. Man,
yeah, it looks really nice.
I'm blown away with that one, especially with that size. I mean, that's optional. This is what it has. My first question was whether this is optional. I do love those things here and there. But in this case, in this miniature, it's actually very, very standing out, and it's I'm losing focus on that miniature by looking at that. But I know this is the other optional, which doesn't have it, so I would assemble that way. I know some people would like to have that one because it's a part of the ship which is basically crushed by this sea serpent. But absolutely amazing miniature. I can't wait to see it. I can't actually wait to assemble it. It's gonna be a challenge to our team to cut that model into the pieces. So yeah. Anything here? Let me check the comments.
So from Tidbit, 2 to 3 different legs/riser heights for docks would be great also. Glad to hear that the docks are modular. So the way the docks work is they're essentially freestanding, and their height is half walls. So you can actually place them just flat on the ground. You can then use normal terrain if you want to, and have there's some stairs as well that comes with the dock terrain. So you can have like a normal wall, and then on top of that you can also use or place another set of the docks. So you can have 3 layers in that way for different heights. Or you can just place them on top of each other as well. I don't think that would be an issue either. Will the optional parts be available / added and removed on the fly? I don't think so, no. When we have optional parts, you usually have to glue them in. Unless you use like magnets or something.
No.
No?
It could be like a turtle. You know, we have a massive turtle
with the ship, yes.
With the ship, and that ship is actually the way he's actually made. It's like basically you can bolt on a turtle or just remove it. But you need to be magnetized. You're gonna have to magnetize by yourself. So
no, this piece does seem a bit more integrated into the mini, though.
True. We will see. We will see how it's cut. I mean, definitely, the team is actually thinking about those things. That's for sure.
Any plans for a Dracula / vampire game set in 1880s London?
I like that one. I like that one really.
It's like
it's my thingy.
Kind of like Vampire Bloodlines or Masquerade, yeah.
Not yet, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
We have space vampires. Okay, so we move into section of concept. So this is what we might expect in the Porthaven. So the Porthaven for us is going to be, well, I think one of the bigger projects. I mean, looking at the number of models, miniatures, everything we have there, is going to be one of the bigger projects. So we need to make sure that there's diversity of models.
Yeah, we can only hope that you guys will enjoy what we're offering.
Is that companion then?
Yes, that is part of the Animal Companions pack. Yes, he'll be unlockable through stretch goals.
Cool. And that's also companion turtle. It's a little bit big for the companion.
I'm not sure if it's a companion or part of the Animal Companions, but
well, hold on, like
it's just miniature. You can use it as a companion if you want to.
Right.
He can be your friend.
My personal turtle friend. Okay, so on the next page we have Mimic.
Yeah, that's a fish tank mimic.
And that's not I've seen one more mimic, which I absolutely love it. I don't know, I haven't seen it in the pack, but I know there was one more mimic we want to do it, and I really like it. Like a steering wheel mimic. That was actually quite a cool idea, I think. Now, talk about this.
This mini in particular, it's also one of the Animal Companions, but this penguin, he's actually part of the syndicate, the port syndicate, or the gang that rules the streets or all the waters surrounding the Porthaven dock. This mini, he might actually be the kingpin of the gang. Yeah, here we have some concepts for these syndicate members.
Yeah, they all have the same marking. So we have a troll, we have a human. And then we have I call him Kingpin, basically. He looks like a Kingpin for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another one, Assassin. That's for sure.
I feel like he's kind of more like a lean... not sure how to describe him, but I do like the design.
Tax collector, basically, right? He likes collecting tax.
He looks a little bit more like a... kind of like a... I mean, this is... basically just Wario and Waluigi here.
Okay, we have 2 orcs also in the pack for the same set. We have also that set. So gnome and dwarf. So that's going to be interesting pack, basically. And this is one pack of miniatures, by the way, right?
Yeah,
so
this is all for the syndicate.
For the syndicate. Anything else is with the syndicate miniatures or not? What we have in the mind?
Anything else? Well, it's part of the dock set. So there's going to be like a couple minis that you can play with there. Like a good example is the Harbour Master walking around with his policemen. There's some other minis there as well that can synergize with the syndicate if you want to use them in a connected scenario.
Yeah.
So many cool designs. Your creative team is great. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pass the feedback.
I can imagine a campaign where the big bad is just called the Emperor of Crime, and it just turns out the Emperor Penguin, it's the Emperor Penguin with a hat and a cane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, question regarding Home 3. Could you do a survey amongst your customers? But I bet that many will have no problems assembling the miniatures themselves in case of in-house made expansions with big minis. I don't know about that. I think... I feel like if it would require people to assemble the game, I don't think many people would even open the box. To be perfectly honest with you.
Only one way to do that is having like push fit miniatures, and with the other technology we have for removal from the sprues, when you don't have to use any clippers whatsoever. So GW used this concept by the way. So you can buy miniatures in Japan, but only in Japan. There's a set of in Japan we can buy Space Marines, and the sprues they have designed, they basically no clipper sprues. Actually, they use them for schools. So they have a program for getting kids into hobby kind of when they actually send those sprues. So there's no clippers required, no glue required. So they push fit, and at the same time you can remove them from the sprue. So we do have both technology, but making those miniatures that way, they're extremely expensive, right? The tooling is like 6 times more expensive than normal tooling, or maybe 5 times more expensive, because we need to go back and forth always with engineering and cutting. So the machine is taken for that tooling to be done. And we don't have a volume for that, if you know what I mean. The volume for making this process like a normal standard process is at least 300,000, 200,000 of shots per tool. We do have tools which made that many, but we were not aware at the beginning that we're going to be making that many from those tools. But, thinking about the current project lines, everything else, I don't think so. We're going to be at that point anywhere there, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, GW is also pretty popular in Japan.
Is it?
Surprising. Oh yeah, they have a very large store in Akihabara, I believe.
Okay, they're growing. Market is growing. I mean,
in general, miniatures and models are very popular in Japan.
You guys know, you follow wargaming. You know exactly what GW did to the wargaming industry. It's just like they build it and they make it grow. There's nobody else who will be doing exactly the same what they did for wargaming. I don't think really. So it's like without them there will be no us basically, and many other companies, right? That's simple as that. I mean, we're probably making models for but anyway, it's just like them growing market every year for 15-20%. You can see more and more people buying and playing miniatures games. That's great. I mean, 80% of people will stay with GW, 10% will just go somewhere else, and another 10% probably will, I don't know, change hobby or something like this. But hobby is great, and hobby is actually getting on a main street, I would say. Very, very soon you're going to get on the main street, especially if the Amazon show go live. I think this will change a little bit, will change a lot for the GW, which means will change for many companies. Yeah, I'm praising GW too much, but that's true. That's true. We own them like a lot.
Time to start working on a pre-building system, just like the pre-painting system.
Yeah. Pre-building, as I mentioned, we do have pre-building. I mean, not pre-building, like the thingy, which is basically push-fit system.
Toolless, sprues.
Yeah, I mean, in Orion, there is, in Orion, these models actually are done the same way as GW is making push-fit systems. So you can actually push-fit them, and you won't be able to disassemble easily. So yeah. We have that, but the tooling is too expensive in terms of small and tiny miniatures, because it require a lot of things there. Make the robots build the miniatures and then make a miniatures to build the robot. No. At the moment, my engineering is going to stay where it is and not going to move in anything else except to change process to much bigger tools. Because that ship is made still on an old process, which means we have like 16 tools for that one. It should be 8. It should be really 8, or maybe a little bit less. But I haven't changed the process on time. Well, we're gonna take 1 year to change process, by the way. So it's not like easy. Like I'm going to say it's gonna happen. We need to buy specific larger machines, and they come in by the end of this month. So first when we have those machines, then I need to go back to CNC, then I need to go back to engineering, then we have to inject it and see whether it's actually working. So that will be my task for this year, to get that delivered by the end of this year, and then we will see what will happen then. Right. Any news about the upcoming unannounced Heroes game? I'm very curious about what kind of game it is. I don't know. I don't have nothing to show you today, but I think Jakub will be. Jakub, correct me if I'm wrong. The announcement will be this week or next week, something like this.
Oh, we're going to be announcing it live?
No.
Not on this channel, I mean, but
yeah. We'll be announcing the Heroes new game at some point. Yeah.
Oh yeah, tease the project on Saturday. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So we'll be teasing the project at the there's going to be like a local convention, and we're going to be going to that and just talking a bit about our projects.
Right. And how about online thingy? Are we going to be informing people online?
I think we're just going to be teasing it at the event, and then probably an announcement later.
Right. Okay. That's what it is at the moment. I'm pretty sure at some point you're going to see more info at our blog, and then I'm going to be talking this one live with you, because I need somebody to run the live now with me, because I'm getting old.
As you can see, that is a lobstrosity. Big lobster.
I won't even pronounce that. But anyway, a large lobster. So we have a large turtle, large lobster. Is there anything else to show? Yeah, and that's Mama Seahawk. So
quite a beauty, isn't she?
She is. Yeah, I think as a miniature, especially in this form, when she's actually trying to swing with the fish, that's actually quite an interesting pose, combat pose. Not sure it's there, but I think she's like holding the fish right here.
It's her precious.
My precious fish. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, yeah, guy's gonna pick definitely one of the best bows for that one to make model out of it. Yeah, so. And this is going to be all for today in terms of slides. We're gonna stay a few minutes more. If you wanna ask more questions, let's go through. Criminal obesity, I don't know.
That's a good question.
Let's do fine. Let's make a game about it, like mini game.
I'm pretty sure one already exists. There's actually a fair bit of like kaiju fighting board games out there.
Yeah. I'm very interested how you fix the tools. Aren't they aluminium? We do fix tools. Yeah, if they if we damage them broken, or if you have even wrong parts on the tool, we are able to actually fix them. It's kind of company secret. I don't want to spill out much here, but maybe at some point we're gonna be doing like an open day, Archon open day. And if you fancy to fly over to Poland to our factory, I'll be happy to talk about that. But not openly, like on a large forum.
Any more plans for dual plastic figures like Balor? Well, probably for like large centerpiece models, yes. We could see like larger options.
What's dual plastic model figures? What's
the fact, like, I assume he's talking about the fact that you can have like an alternate weapon on him, for example.
Ah, okay.
So that's what I assume he's
of super stretch goals, which are gonna happen at Porthaven, and some of those miniatures got the potential to become like a multi-assembly option miniature model that needed whip, by the way. So that model needed whip, and that model needed as well the sword. So that's why we made it that way. But we will see which models could have potentially those things.
Mm-hmm. I'd also be interested in how the adjustments for tools work. Can I see how it's easy to remove materials from the tools, but how do they fix things by adding? Do they weld on new materials to remove?
Yeah, adding is most of the cases actually welding. Although we have different process, but welding is quite common. So you can weld it and then recut it again. So that's one of the options. Yes. The tooling wise and manufacturing is not that easy as you might seem. I mean, I know we talk about this one and I always keep saying it's easy, but it's not. It's really sometimes the process. Let me show you something on GW sprues, if I have any GW sprue here on hand. But if you collect Games Workshop miniatures, have a look on the outside rim of the sprue itself. You will find tiny dots there, and every single dot means this is how many times the sprue was going back to the workshop to be fixed, because there was something happening with the plastic injection. We do have exactly the same process, kind of. Well, we're not marking our sprues, but the same process is in place. We make sprues, we make tools, off they go to injection, injected. If the tool is fine, which happens many times, but if there's something wrong with the tool goes back to the CNC section to be corrected. And there's various different corrections. There's some not injection parts. There's a too high pressure. We have to reduce the pressure, so we have to increase the gate size, and many engineering solutions we have to work on every single tool. So every single tool is actually project. It's not like we can, push the button on the printer and we're going to make tools. No, it doesn't work like that. Every single, from top to bottom, to how the models are placed, where the injection ports are for the model, how big they are, how thick they are, thicknesses, material flow, everything is taken in mind when you design the tool. So a lot of actually creative and engineering work. And then once this is finished, it goes back to engineering to get it tuned and fixed, mainly tune. So we need to avoid any over injection elements, so we have to reduce the pressure. If you have to reduce the pressure, some other elements might not be fully cast, so we have to fix that one, and so on. What doesn't help, that's for sure, have a look on the sprue, it's unbalanced. This means, well, the way to left to right is different. You can, put on your finger, you can see it's not balanced at all. It never will be, because you have much bigger space here for the base itself, which consume a lot of material, and much smaller face consuming material on that side of the tool. That doesn't help neither. It's, as I said, a complex process, extremely complex process. I got a funny story, but it will require me to swear, because, and I won't swear, but we were when we started initially, we had like a audience, private audience in our Guru of Plastic in Poland. I got this book signed somewhere. Anyway, and he knows everything about the plastic in Poland. He set up tons of companies in Poland for plastic injection. And when we came to him and showed him the sprues what we want to do it, he just said, he sweat and said, no, this is impossible, don't do that. I mean, this is crazy process, it's extremely unstable. And he was right, it's extremely unstable, but unstable in a sense of actually the tooling, which you have to go back and forth constantly. So he wasn't aware back then that we actually make our own tools, so maybe this is what he was saying, but in general, we managed to do that. So we're very proud about this process and very proud about the miniatures we're making at the moment. So
yeah, well, we're clearly more efficient than I think most of the companies out there when it comes to
plastic.
Making.
Oh yes,
yeah,
that's for sure. I mean, we surpass everybody, even Chinese manufacturers. I mean, I know plenty manufacturers in China, but in terms of plastic injection, I know one company which tried to actually kind of copy this process and make their own plastic injection miniatures, and they wasted 3 years. Yep. They still don't have it. And then I just had a chat with him, with the chap at the in Nuremberg on a trade show, and he was saying, look, I thought it's easy, it's not easy.
I mean, like how many years did we waste?
We didn't waste no years, to be honest. I mean, we set up the first machine and we had no option. We needed to make this machine working.
Well, yes, that is correct.
Working because
what we had was luck on our side, basically.
A lot of luck.
Yeah.
A lot of luck. And a little bit of engineering knowledge and a lot of luck. Yes, that's true. Okay, this is a little bit of history and boring stuff, so I'm not gonna be wasting your time today. It's 1 hour and 14 minutes. So see you. Excuse me, I got something on my belly. Do we have anything to ask? Do you have any more questions here? No.
Should be everything. Can we see the future cave bridges and cave tiers in a future live stream? Interested to see how they work. Definitely in a future live stream. Hopefully we can get that to you before the Pledge Manager closes.
Yeah, I think we have to record the video and go through that. Just record everything, assemble it, and show people how everything work together. Cool. Yeah. Oh, some questions coming. I mean, even the chat was lagging today for some reason. So I can see some. I mean, some people were commenting things we were mentioning like 20 minutes ago. I think the chat is extremely lagging today.
Damn, I'm late. It's still time to ask something. Is there any chance of designing a miniatures base package that's more detailed base sprues? I fear this is a bit too niche. This is like I feel like this is just incredibly niche, and I'm not sure if people would be really that interested into something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think about the lighthouse will be the.
The lighthouse is a very big terrain piece. If we want to build like a proper lighthouse that's comparable to the competition, to what the competition's making, it would have to be very big and very detailed and very heavy. I don't think it's possible for this campaign. Of course, we built the ship, yes, but I think that's enough, like big things when it comes to this campaign.
Well, there are gonna be tons of big things in terms of monsters.
Yeah, in terms of monsters, yeah. Maybe if we break the bank on the stretch goals, we can maybe think about the lighthouse.
No. Let's focus on what we have on the list.
Yeah,
I know we're getting crazy sometimes, like many times. Like we have
every time
schedule. This is our schedule. This is what we have to do, and all of a sudden, oh, by the way, this is an additional 10 sprues because of why not? You know.
I mean, we run out of stretch goals. You know, it happens.
It happens. So if we run out of stretch goals, then we will think about something like that. Not the lighthouse, not for sure. Maybe
a lighthouse would be massive.
I'll give you more cannons. they quite pretty. Do we have several versions of cannons or just these?
I'm pretty sure it's just these.
Okay, that's cool. Man, that's still cool. Anyway, this is proper for the ship anyway. So, quad pounders, right? Or some no, they're bigger than quad pounders. But anyway, cool. I think that's it, yeah, for today.
I believe so.
Anything else to discuss?
Yeah, it should be everything. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a crane. That is already in the campaign, so no need to worry.
It is. Yep. So the crane is there.
Part of the dock terrain.
Will scatter be Prisma?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. It would be too much. Well, obviously it's scatter. There's a lot of tiny pieces.
I want a ship to be Prisma.
Yeah, the ship is planned to be Prisma casted.
You know, it's planned. But yeah, we need to see that 16 spruce. It just make me really scary to
it's Prisma. Definitely a lot. We would probably have to make it quite a bit more expensive just because of the amount of sprues. There's a lot of different sprues.
Yeah.
So it's not like some of the cave terrain where
we did a lot of things like, you know, you have those detail there. Maybe just switch the faces. It's gonna be much easier.
Yeah.
You have plenty of details there to paint, and you can paint them easily with dry brushing. So, and it's gonna be in this brown color material anyway. Will help you. And those things are push fit, like you have them in the what's the name? The standard. This is standard dungeons and
they can't see the camera, by the way.
Oh no. Oh, okay. So this is basically standard dungeons and lasers clipped here and somewhere here and that one. So you can put anything else there. So what you have something in from the sets. So it's exactly it works exactly the same. So yeah, push fit. Right.
Yeah. So the masks will be removable in the same way.
Yeah. So we promise we will do it. We will do it. And assemble actually quite well. I see some gaps here, but I think this is mainly because the model wasn't. I need to assemble myself. That's the thing. If I assemble myself, I will know better. I can see tiny gap here, but I think it's a basically block. They haven't cleaned the sprue, the element. They haven't removed plastic from it properly. So yeah, but I'm really impressed. Very impressed. So next one on the agenda will be what? Thunderhawk. Why not? Let's make Thunderhawk. We're gonna have two the biggest. You know what Thunderhawk is? You don't know.
Thunderhawk. Yeah, I do.
From the Games Workshop.
Yeah,
it's a massive flying thingy, which Games Workshop never made. So I was actually laughing with one of the GW guys at the show that if the ship works, I'm gonna make in Thunderhawk, because then we're gonna have two the biggest, largest sets, plastic sets. Yeah, I know they would mind. No, it would have to be our own idea.
Have they ever made a Baneblade?
Baneblade? Yeah, Baneblade is that size.
Oh yeah, it's pretty big.
The biggest plastic, that's gonna be the biggest plastic set. This has been told by one of the guys who works in GW 23 years. He was here. He was here last month when we had a visit. So we was here and said, look, this is gonna be the biggest plastic kit ever made. GW haven't made such a big kits in plastic.
I mean, yeah, maybe
They do
compared to GW, but there's probably like at least. Well,
Yes.
when it comes to
Tau
specifically hard
Manta
plastic
is
kits,
resin. Tau Manta is resin. So Tau Manta is resin. Titans are resin. We're talking here about the plastic injection models. Yeah, plastic kits. So yeah. So anyway, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to say goodbye and let's see each other. Let's see each other in a couple weeks time. I think I should have time for that one. If something changed, we'll let you know. But for sure, we're gonna be seeing each other at some point. Yeah. Have a good one. Thank you.